Oh. Thank you so much for waiting. Up next, we got Super Buzzer Move All-Stars. One player puzzle normal by our own Luigiman2201. Good luck, Luigi.
All right, thank you. Welcome everybody to Super Buzzer Move All-Stars. It's a mouthful, I know. Yeah. We're gonna be playing through the one-player puzzle normal mode. And as you can see on the screen right now, there's a bunch of stages we can select. Every stage is unique, so they're not all equally fast. Luckily, the fastest route is very straightforward. It's just go right every single time. So if we're ready in time, right, so starting off with stage B. So the aim of this game is to clear all the bubbles. And that was perfect RNG, by the way. Now, if I get purple on this next one, then that's perfect RNG twice in a row, which I don't expect, which means I got it. So if bubbles aren't attached to other bubbles, then they will drop. If I can show this off, you can see the flashing things on the left and right here. Oh, that was bad. If there's no bubbles attached to them, or no bubbles attached to each other, then they will all drop. So it's basically find out the fastest way to just get rid of all the bubbles. Now here we have a stage with moving walls, which will affect how the balls bounce off of them. It makes aiming a little bit awkward. Now this stage introduces color clears, which are the little bubbles with the stars in them that you see. When we hit them, it will clear out all bubbles of that color. Oh, that's a miss. Let's get rid of that. So sometimes you can get into situations where you need really tight shots. Yeah, I'm going to try my best to explain how every stage is beaten the fastest, but some of them go by very quickly, so it's not always the easiest thing in the world. Okay, so at this stage we're starting off with a bowling ball, which I'm going to fire a bit randomly just to get it over with. So in this stage, again, I'm going to try and hit as many color clears as I can. And we have these little blocks that the bubbles bounce off of. It's a bit hard to aim through them. But one thing it can do is, if I get a color that I have no use for, I can just easily dispose of it like that. But yeah. The main thing of this game as a speedrun is that it is very RNG dependent. Okay, I'm just gonna fire some bubbles to get rid of those bouncy blocks. Right. So there was also some rainbow bubbles. If you clear colors that are touching the rainbow bubbles, you get they change into that color. Okay, let's just get rid of these. There we go. Not really a good stage, but we got through. We got through it without getting a game over, which is the important thing. Yeah, every stage has 5 levels, so to speak. And in this stage, we're gonna try to get to that big yellow bubble in the top. Just work our way through the bubbles here as fast as we can. Before RNG gives us a yellow that we can't shoot at it. Let me put that there. Alright, now we have a clear shot, so if we hit it... Alright, there's the first game over. But this allows me to talk about this. As you can see now, it shows a little guideline, which will start flashing if the shot will stick to another color, another one of the same color bubble. There's actually a stage where I take a death on purpose, just to get this guideline, because a couple of the shots are insanely hard to do without the guideline. Well, this time around the stage is going a lot more smoothly, except I'm not getting the yellow I'm looking for. So yeah, this is the RNG not being cooperative. Yeah, it showed 34 seconds as my passage time because it only counts your successful attempt, which is why we use RTA for this, as opposed to in-game time, despite the game giving you an in-game time. This is a bit of a longer stage. There's no real quick way to clear this. The important thing to remember is to get to that color clear in the middle as fast as we can, and shoot either a purple or a blue at it. Either will work. As you can see, it dropped all the way on the left, and then the stage done. So purple will work just as well, just on the other side. At this stage, there's another one. Okay, so this is the first stage with mini bubbles. Mini bubbles, they shoot a bit faster than normal bubbles, and they can go through gaps that normal bubbles wouldn't fit through. So there's certain gaps you can shoot them through. Now, as you can see, only the orange is attached to that, so the fastest way to clear that stage is to clear the orange one at the top as fast as possible. So here we got more moving walls. Right. Now we need to wait for some reds. And this is a tough shot, so I'm gonna take some time to aim this. Aimed a bit too low. Oh, that was a miss. Alright, so now that side is cleared out, I can just use that way to aim my bubbles. I had a couple misfires there, but I tried my hardest to fix it as best I could. Yeah, as I said before, fastest route is taking the right on every path, which in order gives us the stages of B, E, I, N, T, and Z. So every Yeah, there's 6 of these stages. There's a big color clear. Now I'm a bit unlucky with how the RNG went, because normally the color clear that you see on the right, normally you want to use a yellow for that. But because of how the stage is laid out, I'm not going to get a yellow. So use it on blue instead. I'm gonna waste a couple bubbles here to get the red down there. Clear that out. Now I need to waste some more bubbles to get the color clears down far enough. Because now that I've gotten rid of that, the yellow will appear. And that is the stage done. But yeah, the fastest way is to use the first 2 color clears with either orange or purple and a yellow. A yellow is the second one. Right, so more. So we return to moving walls. So yeah, this stage is just hit the color clears as much as you can. Just dig your way through the color clears. Alright, now this is a bit of a longer stage. There's no real fast way to clear this. Right, we can get 1 color clear there. That's the second color clear. Now the important thing in this stage is to work from the lowest bubbles possible. Because sometimes RNG really doesn't like you and won't give you the bubbles to clear them. So you need to use any bubble you can use for the lower ones, you need to use it for the lower ones. Because otherwise the game will not give you the right RNG and the bubbles will just scroll below the game over line. Now, these shots are pretty tight because I need to hit in between these garbage blocks, which will drop on their own once they're not attached to anything. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is put the red there. Alright, so now I've just got only have purples left. Now we're going to use these rainbows to color everything purple. Right. Aiming between them is not always the easiest thing. And when you try to go fast, you might just have 1 or 2 pixels wrong and then you miss the shot. Yeah, that's mostly the difficulty in this game and this category, is just shooting fast. Now, let me focus here for a bit, because this is an insanely hard shot without the guideline. Yeah, that was too low. So if I had hit the blacks at the top, I would have instantly cleared the stage. Right, get another shot at it. Since the earlier bubbles were out of the way, that shot was a lot easier to land. Yeah, it's very rare that you get a black bubble as the first bubble on that. Now we're halfway through the game. Moving on to stage N. We got another bowling ball. Now what I do here is, I just clear them out. If I encounter a bubble I can't use, I fire it up there. And I'm just gonna be firing my greens up there. Right, now we cleared that side out. Yeah, some of these stages, even in the speedrun, are fairly straightforward. Others have a kind of a trick to them that you need to learn, and once you know it, like this one is very. There's a very specific order I do these in. Yeah, that is almost perfect. Could have done it a little bit faster, but that is pretty much how you do that stage. And honestly, when I started running this game, the main thing that stood out to me was how much more technical the game becomes. 'Cause it's a fairly simple puzzle game at first glance, but when you try to go as fast as possible, then it becomes a lot more technical, and you start to hate the RNG a lot more. Yeah. This stage is mostly similar to the stages we've seen before with color clears, which is get the color clears available as soon as possible. And okay, I'm gonna die on purpose because that white was not doable anymore. Sometimes the game does give you RNG that's unwinnable, and you just kind of have to pipe down and deal with it. Oh yeah, but this is definitely a stage where the RNG is not programmed entirely correctly. It gives me yellows and purples when I can't even reach them yet. Now that was a misfire on my part. If I bank this off the wall correctly, which I can do since I have the guideline now. Yeah, this is a stage I die on more than others. Just because of how uncooperative the RNG can be, in particular here. Right, let me put these yellows over here. There are those blues. I'm gonna use the color clears to end the stage because, yeah, on the right side, those were very hard to reach. So it's a good thing I could use the color clears for that.
Do we have time for a quick donation?
Let me see what stage this next one is. Yeah, go for it.
All right, we got a €5 donation from Shuey Bear saying, better M3. Now we also have a trainer name that says Bless M3. Thank you, Shuey. Now we can show both blame and bless M3.
Okay, that did not go according to plan. I can still fix it though. So yeah, what I did in that stage was take out blue, which is one of the outer colors at the very top, and then red, which was the middle color in the top. Being a tiny bit unlucky with the RNG here. So normally the stage would have ended by now, but because that purple is still up there, I still have to clear that one because it's attached to the sticky platforms, for lack of a better term. Okay, so the shots here are a little bit precise because I want to only hit one color clear at a time. And I've already screwed it up because I got two reds in a row, which is what we call a double. So yeah, what you want to do is fire away the first one and then hit the color clear in the second one so you clear that one too. Yeah, this wasn't too bad of a stage. Yeah. Optimally, you hit one color clear with each of the 8 colors that's in the stage, and you beat it that way. That's the optimal way of beating that stage. We have stage T, second to last stage. Alright, so this stage is also very RNG dependent. I need RNG that helps me to dig through the middle. Alright. So what you see me do when I line up the this cannon perfectly straight upwards, there's a command you can do that automatically sets it straight up, and now I'm pressing L a couple times to do some fine aiming to the left. Yeah, that angle's too tight for the reds on the left. Now I can hit them though. Okay, what I need now is a gray. Yeah, gray and then a yellow and reds to finish up the rest of the stage. Yeah, that's another stage you can easily die on if you don't get the right RNG. Right, so here we have more moving walls. I'm not going to be using them all that much. There we go. Yeah, so as you've seen throughout the run, a lot of these stages go by very quickly. And it's been interesting because there wasn't anything for this game. Also, this is the stage I teased earlier where I took an intentional death to get the guideline. Because as you can see, the color clears on the left, only one of them is attached to the sticky platform. So if I hit that one, the rest of them will drop. So I do these shots to get as much use out of the color clears as possible. I'm gonna do some fine aiming. Then my time's running out, so I need to just cut my losses there. But now that I have the guideline, I can make that shot. And shoot that up there. Yeah, that's above average actually for that stage. Sometimes you can hit it right where you can use 4 of the 5 color clears, but standard is 3. Now this is another tough stage that's very RNG dependent. The strategy for this stage is get to the big orange bubble in the middle and hit that so it changes all the other bubbles to orange, and then we can simply end the stage. Ooh, I got exactly the right amount of bubbles. That was the last shot before the stack would have moved down and given me a game over. That was a close call. Alright. First we're gonna be firing bubbles at this wall a bit. Just get it to drop. Yeah, just spam it to get rid of as many colors as possible, and then clear out whatever's left over. Oh, that was a bad white, so few seconds extra. Now we're coming up to the final stage, stage Z. And there's a lot of stages I like in this, particularly the last one and Z4 as well. The last 2 stages are personal favorites of mine. Yeah, this stage may look similar to one we've seen before, except it's a little bigger. And it takes a bit longer to open up the yellow at the top to get rid of. Luckily, I can bank them off of the weird pyramid-like setup of the walls to just kind of get rid of bubbles I don't want. It's always nice if a stage allows you to get rid of bad RNG, so to speak. Also, one thing I have not mentioned yet is that if there's no You can see the cool color I'm shooting in the cannon, and then you see a bubble next to it. That's which is the next shot I'm getting. And when a color is not present at all, you will not get it anymore. So in stages where there's a lot of colors, sometimes it's the best strategy to go clear one color at a time, so the RNG will be less much in screwing you over. Okay, so this stage, there's a very specific method of clearing this, which is hit this color clear with an orange. What I now need is a red in order to clear this. I don't know if I can make this angle. Yeah, I can. So at the top of the stage, there was just an orange bubble and a red bubble. And by doing the orange first, it opens up the color clears around the top for the red, because of the orange bubbles that drop. Z3, also another one of my favorites because it is very technical. Because there's these garbage blocks on the left, meaning you cannot use the walls to bank shots off the wall. Also, any bubbles you shoot there, as you can see with the red, stick to it and don't drop down. Since the garbage blocks are attached to the bubbles are attached to the sticky platforms, they stay on. So game, I would really appreciate it if you would give me a red. Usually the RNG in this is very generous in that as long as you don't miss any shots, you generally get RNG that can always prevent a game over. Yeah, once you work your way through, the color clears can open up. But the color clears themselves will still stay. So I do still need to clear out those. Like manually. Alright, so this is one of the two stages I talked about before, Z4. Right, so a lot of rainbows. I guess you could say taste the rainbow. Yeah, it can chain through like that. Now, this is... Now, luckily I got purples, so I can clear colors. Clear the colors before they reach the bottom. What I want to get to is that last color clear. Okay, I didn't get a red, so I won't get any red anymore now. Yeah, keep on comboing. And shoot in between those to clear them out immediately. Yeah, I find that a very fun stage because it just combos through on and on. And now the final stage. Final stage of the run. Yeah, they're right at the bottom here. So we do those two shots and then that to clear that out. Then we do this. So we shoot those two and make those drop down. Then this is a pretty precise shot, but yeah, get those two out. Do those two. Let me take that out. Time is coming up, by the way. As soon as the stage is cleared and it says congratulations, that's when time is. Time! So yeah, that, ladies and gentlemen, is Super Bust Move All-Stars. Now, depending on which stage you clear last, which in this case was stage G, you get a certain ending. It's not too much, but it's a nice little screen you get. And your character celebrates. Yeah, that's it for me. I hope you've enjoyed this run and that you also enjoyed the rest of the marathon. Because there's plenty more to come.
All right, thank you so much, Luigi, for that amazing run of Super Bust Move All-Stars. I